Hello and welcome back to another episode of Learning Feed the Beast. Today we are taking a break from Industrial Craft and we're going to be checking out Mystcraft, which Topmas is an expert on.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Apparently. I'll probably screw things up just for this video and people will get all mad. But anyways, so first here, if you can look at the signs, this one says book stand.
Okay.
And this one says lectern. These are just places for you to place your books.
Okay,
basically.
cool.
The books are all about going to alternate dimensions, and then by going to those dimensions, you can take the books and learn the factors that spawn in those dimensions. So, the first crafting recipe to make a book to go to a different dimension.
I'll look that up quickly.
It's just a feather and then a book, and it's in any place, and it's called a descriptive book.
Descriptive book. Oh yeah, I got that.
And then, so you start off by making descriptive books, and I'll place one right here because when you do originally use it, it will drop where you're standing. So by putting it on a stand, it kind of protects it from getting damaged, and because it will go away if it gets damaged or something. But you can right-click on it and then click on the black box if you want, and it's going to spawn us in a randomly generated alternate dimension, or age, as they call it. Now, this one is actually unstable. As soon as you get here, you'll notice that because you get blindness.
Okay. So I'm just looking at the book, and there's some huge biomes, snowy rainforest, swampland. So this is descriptive of what's going to be in this new dimension, right?
Well, yeah, and that only appears after you go through. So I've went through, so that's happened.
Ah, got ya. Okay.
Now, I don't recommend actually going through unless you just want to quickly show them, because you need a way back. So
I've gone through.
You have a way back yet, or no?
I'm not sure how to get back.
Okay, here, take this. It's on the ground. Hold down Shift and right-click on that. Okay, now right-click it in your hand, and then click on the black box, and you'll be at my hub. And then just give it a second, and this blindness will go away. So what just happened right there is we were at an alternate age that was randomly generated, and you can just come through here. Again, this is supposed to be more end world, but we had to do it because you would have been stuck. You need to always make those books that I handed you.
Yeah. Oh, I've lost the book you handed me.
No, it's fine because what happens is you drop them at your feet. So it's actually in this dimension here. I'm gonna take this off here though and destroy it since it's.
Oh, so if I were to go through to that dimension again, that book
would be
on
sitting
the
on the floor. That's right.
Got ya. And that
and
was
how you
the
make
linking book.
Right, and how you make those is you just put in a book, and it's going to take wherever you're standing and where you're facing. So it'll take both your data that where you're standing and where you're looking.
Okay.
But yeah, so what you'd normally do is after you go to an alternate dimension like that, you'd come over to this thing, which is the writing desk, and you can look up the recipe for that.
Okay, let's have a look at that quickly.
And inside you need to put a notebook, which I just taken out. And the recipe for that is just paper in all 9 squares. And then in the top right of the writing desk, you'd put in your book, like I just done, and you can see it in there.
Okay.
And those effects will actually get written to the book. So you've got to travel to all different worlds to learn all the features so that you can make your own custom worlds.
So you've learned all of these things on the left, and then you're adding them in to the book that you put on the right.
But this book is actually 100% already learned. So normally you would just, as you travel to different dimensions, you'd learn more and more and add them in each time. But that book is fully 100% complete.
So you've learned everything here.
That's right, and it took over 250 different dimension travels to learn every single thing.
So this is amazing. You can do what you want with this, really. You can create any sort of
world.
Right,
so now if you make a new descriptive book, right, but you've got to watch because you can make unstable worlds. So if you look, I've put one in there now, and it's just, you can rename it, so let's just call it test, right?
Yep.
Now I'm going to do a single biome. So that's on the second tab, and I don't know if it'll show up for you when I click it, but I've just clicked single biome.
Is that single biome or biome
Did it show up under the book? On the right?
Oh yeah, it has. Single biome.
So if I was to select more than one biome right now, it would instantly make the world unstable because it's a single biome. And it's the same thing if you do like 50 biomes. It's obviously going to be unstable. So I'm just going to select one though because we want to try to make a good world. So I selected beach. And then the third tab, there's just bright lighting, dark, and standard lighting. I'll just go standard. And then
which one was that? The third tab down? Oh no, the
that was
lighting
the
tab.
third
Got ya.
tab. Yep, the lighting tab. And then for sky, it doesn't really matter, but you can have all different colored skies.
Oh,
So let's
wow.
just pick something cool, like chromatic sky with, and then you can pick the fog color as well with red fog. So it's going to look really weird.
So do you have to pick one of these for each book that you create? One thing from every tab?
Not every tab, because the last tab is we'll talk about after, but those are world modifiers, which usually cause instability depending on what you pick.
Okay.
And this next tab here, terrain feature. You don't have to pick, but it will probably pick one thing. So sometimes you don't want certain things, so you might want to pick one just so that it doesn't generate an alternate.
Okay.
So for an example, I'm going to put wooden tendrils just to show you something cool.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I like the sound
Sure.
of obelisks as well.
Yeah, those are big actual. They'll spawn basically, what's it called? Obsidian towers all over the map. It's cool.
That's cool, yeah.
And then the next one, we'll just click flat just to show you a flat beach map, which will be cool. And then this is cool, this next tab, the time. You could have slow time, normal, fast.
Oh, right.
So we could do eternal day, so it's always going to be day no matter what. And then weather, I've selected no weather, so we won't ever have rain or anything like that. And then this last tab, what I talked about before, is where things can get messy. Like if you add dense ores, it's instant instability, which gives you all those negative effects. On the last tab, the very last tab.
Yeah, why would it be instantly unstable if you pick dense ores?
Because dense ores is it puts tons of ores in the world, and it's just one of those things. It just instantly will add instability if you add it. And things like spontaneous explosions, I don't know if you'd want it, but I mean, you can add it. And
So this dense ores thing creates an unstable map. Does that mean it lasts for a certain amount of time?
it will actually it'll do two things. One, it'll instantly give you something like nausea or blindness or whatever when you go in.
Okay.
Depending on if you were to click it like 9 times, it would make more and more and more negative effects worse and worse on you. And also it would slowly start to eat the world away faster and faster.
That's crazy.
So over time it will start to diminish the world.
If you wanted a load of ores, perhaps you'd create one of these worlds, go in once and try and get as many ores as you can and then leave. Would that be...
Well, probably a better
a
method would be to go in there with maybe some steam engines or something and throw down a quarry and just kind of put down a world anchor and then leave.
Oh, I haven't covered any of that yet.
Okay. Well, that's all just, yeah. But you'd want to get ores and get out quick, so quarry would be your best method.
Yeah.
And then accelerated is another cool one. I'm not adding any of these, but accelerated would make your world actually have more world ticks, more random world ticks, so things would grow faster and stuff. Another one that normally adds instability, but still very cool. So now make a linking book by just putting a book in your bench right now.
Okay, I don't have any books on me.
Okay, here, let me throw you one. I've got a whole bunch. There's one for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to just destroy this one that I made earlier. And I'm going to make one for myself right here, right in front of you. So now we're going to be able to come back here. So you need to have that before you travel to a new world.
Okay.
Unless you use this, but we'll talk about that after. So I'll put the book we just created right here. And we can both travel to it. And you'll see it shouldn't be unstable. It should actually be quite a nice world. With a very weird looking red foggy sky.
Oh, man. Wow.
Yep, the sky is chromatic, so it'll change color. The fog is red. And then it's just a flat beach all the way through. And these wooden tendrils are...
There's mobs here as well.
This is... Yep, there'll be... Well, because they're underneath the tendrils. But this wooden tendril will be actually... This is spawned in, so you can have unlimited wood. And what's nice is you can make ones that are just all pine forest, so it's all spruce wood, and spawn in this wood as well. And you can just kind of make lots of resource dimensions, which is cool.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking you could use it for. This is crazy.
That's kind of what I'm going to have.
Are endless, really.
Yeah, just for different resources, like one for... pine and this. There's one for glowstone crystals with regular crystals, one for sand. You could literally just have, tons of different worlds.
So we're at Y70.
Yeah, the heights always change. Even if you do flat, the heights are always up and down and changing. But there should still be ores and stuff here.
If it's... Oh, right, really. I was curious as to how far down the sand would go. There's some dirt here and sandstone. I was just thinking, though, if you can create a flat map where it's always daytime, then you've just created yourself a perfect world to build a mob spawner.
Actually, what's even more interesting is you can create what's called a void world instead of a flat map, and it will literally just spawn the platform made out of stone that you spawn on, and you can make a big mob spawner in there. No other blocks will spawn.
That is crazy. Are there going to be caves in this map, or will it just be...
There may not be because we didn't actually select caves, but if you select too many of those things, like wooden tendrils, caves, villages, stuff like that, again, you're playing too much, and you could get instability.
Interesting, yeah. This is fantastic.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. If you want to head back, if you click your linking book, we'll TP back, and we'll drop it. And now I'll show you... Yeah, so there's, I mean, you can play with that on your own, and so can your audience, because we could just sit here making a million different
That took me back to the exact place that I crafted that, right? Or first used it?
That's right. Exactly where you crafted the book is where it's going to bring you.
Okay, that's good to know.
So this is filled out, so yeah, like I said, we could play all day and make a million different interesting worlds, but we want to just try to cover everything lightly, right?
Yes, I'd like to... I'm really fascinated by all of this, but yeah, we've got to cover everything, really.
Right, okay, so we could play with it more after, but yeah. The next thing is, if you want to make another linking book for where you're standing or whatever, you can do that.
Alright, I need a book from you again.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I'll throw you like 5.
Thank you. There we go.
And just let me know once you've created one.
I've got a linking book.
Okay, now I'm just going to let you do it, but put it in this thing, which is the link modifier, which if you want to look up the recipe, it's very expensive.
Okay, I'll look that up quickly.
Requires 72 diamonds in total to make.
Oh, wow.
Yep, very expensive. But if you throw your link book in there, I'll be able to see it as well.
In that bit there, overworld.
Now, in the black box, you can rename that, so I would say that would be a good one to rename to Spawn, because it's going to be a permanent teleport book, which is really cool.
Oh.
Okay, cool. And then you've got all these boxes in the top right, which you can click on.
Oh, they like tick boxes.
Yeah. So you've just ticked one. Now, interlinking will let you teleport. Normally, you can only teleport between alternate dimensions, so like the overworld to a new dimension and vice versa. Yeah. But that will make it so you can teleport no matter what, same dimension or not. So you want to enable that one, definitely.
So does that mean I can teleport from one dimension that we've created to another created one?
Well, no, you could already do that. Teleporting dimension to dimension is always possible, but teleporting from the same dimension to somewhere else in the same dimension is not. So say you're at my house, you could now use this to go back to spawn in the same dimension.
So this enables that?
Yeah, and then the disarm will make you drop all your items where you stand and then teleport, which is bad, because that's kind of like a trap. So you can kind of...
Prank someone with it.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's a book. Check out this cool
one of their episodes. Yeah, and then all their items fall, and then they're in the new dimension, trapped there with nothing and no way to get back. It's very mean. And then following is the main one you want to click on. Once you enable following, you won't drop the book, so you're always going to be holding on to it.
Okay. So
that one is going to make it so that you can now permanently, no matter where you are, click that, go back to spawn, and you'll still have it. So it's super OP, as you can tell. And then the next one, generate platform. You don't want to select that unless you really need it, but it will actually just put a platform when you spawn in to wherever you go. So it's good for safety for some things, but not useful for this.
Yeah.
And then momentum is cool, because if you say threw it into a portal and you threw items through, or you were going through at a certain speed, you'd maintain your speed. So
do I want to select that, or is that just optional?
It's completely optional, but for you, for just using it as a book right now, wouldn't do anything.
Okay.
So you can just take that.
I'll leave it unticked. Yeah. Cool. So should I click on the book and take it?
Let's take it out. Yep. It doesn't cost anything, and I'm gonna make one for myself. Same thing. Interlinking, following. Take that out, and then if you see, like, you can go over here now, and normally you wouldn't be able to do this, but you can click on it and go right back to spawn.
Where I first crafted the book.
That's right. And then you won't drop it, and you can always use this no matter what.
That is really cool. I want to try something crazy.
I need to do it while you're jumping off the edge.
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's sweet. You can get yourself out of trouble with that, I tell you. That's
for sure. Yep. Okay, now the next thing is a little more, not really complicated, but this is another end game thing. These crystals can't be crafted, so there is no recipe for them.
You have to go and find them.
You have to find them. They're very, very insanely rare to find, and you do find them in an alternate dimension. So once you've learned it, you can spawn them in just like you can with those wooden tendrils into a a world,
Oh, yeah,
and they're
so
basically infinite once you find them.
all right. Which is the feature or whatever it's called? You have to
Well,
create
they
a
would
world
be
with it.
under. You'd have to create a world with it. They would be under the terrain feature tab, just called crystals. So you could make a flat world with one biome and just crystals, and they would be literally everywhere, which is what I've
That's
done.
cool.
But finding them, like I said, it took me 250 worlds. That was the last thing, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It took forever.
So you have to keep making books to go to random things, and then
That's
you learn
right.
them
So
all.
I just sat there going from world to world and back and learning new things. And, dude, it took forever.
So all that
Um,
technology, all this stuff that you've learned, that's learned across the server, right? Or is it
No,
just
if
learn
you
on
make a
these
new book,
things?
if you make a new book, it'll be empty. That's why I've actually brought this here for the community as well as the link modifier, because it's for one not fair on the server to make everyone do it on their own, and it just takes forever. So why not just share it?
Where is all this information stored? Is it actually stored in these blocks right here? All
No,
the
it's
information
no.
about
If you
the
take the
worlds?
book out, this book will still be filled. If I tossed it to you, it'll still be filled. Look, you can put it back
there's
in
a
there.
book.
There, you've got it now. The notebook, you can put it back
Oh, I
in there.
missed that. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. So you have to
Yeah,
take
that's
a
right.
notebook along with you when you go into these dimensions.
No, you don't. Just keep it here, and you just learn it again. But nobody on the server will have to learn anything because it's already filled out all the way.
All right. Cool. That's great.
So yeah. But yeah, okay. So with these crystals, you got to make these things. This is the only crafting recipe with crystals, which is called a book receptacle. So if you want to show that, you can.
There we go.
And those
So that's
can
just
go.
a bunch of crystal blocks.
Yeah,
Very
and they can
simple.
go anywhere on it. And I'm gonna put the one that goes to right here, just teleports over here in one of the receptacles.
Oh.
And you can see now you can go through it, and it'll bring me just over here where we made it.
That is great.
So and the cool thing about these is entities can go through, so items can go through. You look, it's over there now. Carts can go through. So an example, I mean, that's really complicated, and you're not getting into it yet. But like, for example, the Pixel Nerds have set up where a cart goes through, gets lava from the Nether, comes back, and then fills up a big storage tank, and that's how they get their energy.
That is so cool.
It's crazy, yeah.
That is really clever. Now they can make their own dimension full of lava. Is that a possibility?
That's entirely possible. No problem at all. You could make an entire dimension for infinite energy that was just a lava floor. Yep. And that's what's just so cool about it.
Yeah, that's
and then
really great.
This is just an example of basically you can make them any size or shape, as you saw my big Stargate one, and they still work.
That is
So, yeah.
really cool.
And then if you go to, let me show you something. Ooh, I don't have a book that goes back to my hub to give you one. I can go there really quick and then come back here. You just
Okay.
wait here. I'll make a book to my hub. Okay, I've literally just made it and I'm coming back through.
Cool, that's quick.
Yep, and I'm just going to make it so that you can...
Where are you? Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. I might be
there you
invisible, but
are.
I'm using the table. I've called it hub. And there you go. Now, if you can click them on the ground and use them, but you want to shift and right-click that.
Oh, how do I pick this up? I don't pick it up, do I?
Shift and then right-click. That's how you
Got
pick books up. Yeah, now if you click that, you'll go to my hub, and that's kind of how I've got it set up. So I just carry a hub book at all times. And
Nice.
this is going to be my main factory place, which is an alternate dimension that's just 3 biomes, and it's always sunny.
What's this place called? Dingletron.
Dingletron Industries. Yeah, I'm making my factory now. As you can see, it's
Oh,
under
wow.
construction.
Hey, I saw this stuff in the... This is part of industrial craft, this scaffolding, right?
Yeah, it's really neat how it works.
I saw that in the Wikipedia for it.
Mhm.
It looks cool. Nice building material right there.
You can climb it too, which is cool, like a ladder.
Oh, that is really cool. Yeah, that rules.
And to stack it, you just left click on the bottom one, and it'll just keep going straight up. That's
Oh,
what's neat about
that
it.
is real. That is really handy.
Constructing this place has been a
Dude,
breeze, man. It's
yeah,
literally
that's
like
awesome.
run by and single click all over the place, and it just shoots it up.
Is that an obelisk over there, or is that...
That's actually oil. And people, when I was talking about it in one of my videos, they were like, I just brushed it off like it's no big deal. But apparently they told me that's like an infinite stream of energy right there, pretty much.
Yeah, you got to capitalize on that. That looks cool.
Yeah. So Dingletron Industries lives in this nice little beautiful 3 biome world that's always sunny with no weather. And yeah.
That's pretty
That's-
cool.
And then I'm going to have alternate dimensions for storage, for supplies, for everything, and just go back to the hub whenever I need, right?
Yeah, this mod really just creates so many... Did you go to
Yeah.
the hub?
I'm back at the hub, yep. And then another cool thing is you could have worlds within worlds within worlds. You could literally have to go through 10 portals to go to some kind of secret world that you've got hidden away if you wanted to.
That's clever, that is. So if you create a world and you're the only person with the book that links to it...
You're the only one who can get to it.
That is cool. And then if you, if you destroy the book, then that dimension's still there, but it's kind of lost.
It's still there, but
the
you can never get to it again. So it's there in the server files, but technically it's you might as well consider it gone forever because So you have to be very careful with like storage dimensions and make sure you have backup books to get to it.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. So can you clone these books? Is that how you make backups?
Well, how you'd clone them is you'd just go to the dimension and then you'd make linking books to it, and then you just name them whatever and maybe stash them away. And a good idea so that no one can still access, maybe make a locked chest and put them in there in the overworld.
That's a good idea.
So yeah, that's everything though, man. That's
that is, yeah. Feels great, man. The possibilities that you can do with this
are literally endless, man. With the entities, with just everything in general, crazy. And again, with even the velocity thing, you could probably experiment and come up with something cool.
Yeah, I'm really interested in using mob spawners with these. Can you have a flat portal as well, one that's like in the ground, if you know what I mean? Like this is vertical. Can you make a horizontal?
Oh, you can have.
portal?
Yeah, you can. You totally can. Yep.
Oh, right.
That's just a little one square that you jump into. You could have it like that. Yep. So you could have mobs falling, and you could literally have them fall from one dimension and maintain the momentum into the overworld, and then die, and their drops would be there.
That is fantastic.
So you could just have mobs falling out of the ceiling, dying in front of you.
That is something I'm definitely going to do. Hook this up to a mob spawner.
You can get crazy technical. Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for showing us this mod.
No problem,
follow you back into the Dingletron area.
Dingletron Industries, the pinnacle of server sciences.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Yep. Love you guys.